I want to know what is your advice to someone who is qualified and is looking to um, sort of like penetrate into the agile or any sort of the agile area or some sort of promotion. I know that you have said that you have strongly emphasized getting qualifications. I agree with that. Um, I mean, but there comes a point in time when you realize that you can work and be at a higher level. How do you attain that?
Okay, so can I ask you a couple questions?
Please do.
First question. What certification are you referring to that you actually have?
I have a PMP, I have a master's, I have Lean Six Sigma Black Belt, I
Hmm.
have five certifications in Agile, POPM, CSM, CSPO, CAL-E, SSM.
Okay.
Um, but it's just to realize that next level growth.
Now, when you say next level growth, okay, are you saying that you have experience in terms of agile, scrum, kanban, these types of things? So, how many years of on the ground experience inside of
Ah,
organization do you have?
that's it. The organization is getting increasingly more agile.
Mm-hmm.
So you find that there are some areas where people would have the hands-on.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that that is my experience. I
Okay.
brought experience with my PMP, brought experience with every other thing,
Mm-hmm.
but still did not penetrate in that organization in those areas with the existing experience I had before the agile. What
Okay.
do I do?
Okay. So now, another question. You are currently working. Don't need to know the
Yes,
organization, but you're currently working. Now, my
yes, I'm grateful
question,
for that.
okay, good. So now my question is, in the area that you're working in, are they against Scrum, against Agile, against
No,
Kanban? Okay.
no, they are not.
Okay.
But in the particular department, there is not that um, they haven't embraced it yet.
Okay. Well, okay, so first statement I'll make to you is everyone doesn't have to embrace it, right? For you to get more experience and for you to be able to have your opportunity with it. I've had management who didn't really care about it very much, but they supported it because it was the direction that the organization was moving in. Okay. Now, I'm assuming that that's not your situation, that you got management or other people that are kind of against it and they're kind of slowing down your ability to get more experience and get more involved with it, right?
Mm, their management is into it. I just
Mm-hmm.
think that I'm in a particular pocket, a department that won't see the trickle down, or there
Okay.
might be maybe I'm too low down on the totem
No,
pole.
no.
I don't know.
And truth is, okay, so first of all, let's you can only influence the people that you have the ability to influence. So that's the first statement. So I don't care what level you are in the organization, that's irrelevant to me. But you can impact the people that are normally closest to you. Now, if you're the highest person in the organization, you can have an impact on everybody. So, for example, if I go in as a scrum master, normally I can have an impact on my team and my direct management. Okay. And I'm going to assume that that's more than likely closer to your situation. And your department's not supporting it, is what I heard you say to me. And my question for you is really simple. Is there a reason why you don't want to leave that department?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm quite open to doing that.
Okay, great. Is management preventing you from leaving that department?
Not sure.
Okay, now I ask you another question. Have you had a conversation with management about about your desire to move forward in doing this? Like, you know how when you're in an organization, right? And you have these Every 6 months, every quarter, every year reviews. You do those things, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
So now, in your objectives, those list of objectives that exist, that they say, hey, in order for you to get a raise, you got to do X, Y, and Z. You know that list of things I'm talking about?
Exactly.
Okay. Do you have these things listed in there?
Um, Perhaps not. What is given is a set of goals. You meet them. I've tried to, because of some of my background, I find myself finding the things that don't work and improving them. And but I think I hear you
Okay.
saying put into my objectives or somehow start a conversation saying, listen, I would like to go in this direction or that.
Yeah, and the
Is that
reason,
what you're saying?
and that's the reason why I'm kind of pointing you in that direction. I'm like taking you step by step through it, right?
Mhm.
Because the first thing is, um, I'm assuming you love the company. I'm assuming you want to be there. Okay, I'm just making those kind of assumptions, right? And then you wanting to be at the company, I'm assuming you want to grow with the company and help the company grow. So I'm making assumptions here, right? That you're not just trying to leave, okay? And then you're not trying to leave. There's people who directly manage you, and part of their job, I'm assuming, is to help make you into a better employee, to help make you more valuable for the company. And that's your leadership, right? And I see, someone actually, Jason, who I talked to last week, said, make sure your leadership know you want to move to an agile project. And that right there, that statement there, is the direction I'm guiding you in. I'm just taking you
Mhm.
step by step, right?
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
how do you let your management know? Well, there's many ways to let your management know. But one of the ways is to have the conversation about what you want to do moving forward. And your direct
Mhm.
manager should be aware of that. And it doesn't sound like
Mhm.
they're aware of that in your case. Now, the statement is this, right? Maybe they're not so comfortable. Okay. So now the question becomes, can you do Scrum in ways to show them that you've had success in you doing it on the ground, with you and a couple other people? So, and then you can show them with this experiment, we've had a little bit of success. Now, if they were against it, that's what I would have told you to do. But I haven't heard you say they're against it since the umbrella of the organization is saying, this is how we're moving forward. We're going to make this happen. Since that's the case, work through the avenues that the organization has planned for you to work through. It is going to be the best way for you not to have a political nightmare. Does that make
Mhm.
sense? So,
Yes.
I am thinking about me when I was an employee for like an Allstate, right? Um, and really, I did have those reviews, and I really wanted them to be proud of the things that I was doing year over year, so I wouldn't just get a raise, I would get a promotion, and I want
Mm.
to be able to do the things that I love to do. And, I mean, I think I was, man, I was, probably 20, 28, 29, 30, something like that. And maybe even 26. And here's the deal. Once my management realized how enthused I was about in terms of learning, they just gave me so many things to do. It was ridiculous. When I say to you that they let me do so much stuff that it was crazy, I was doing everything from recruiting to going into the business, working with actuaries, to working in the data warehouse, to doing COBOL, to working on object oriented programming. I mean, they let me do a little bit of everything, but they only let me do that because I expressed an interest. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
And so I'm not advising you to go in and blow the organization up. You understand where I'm coming from?
Mhm.
I'm not
Mhm.
advising you to go in and go against what the organization is trying to do in terms of Scrum. I'm not saying that to you at all. So please, a lot of times when people talk to me, they're like, okay, you're really, really out gun ho about Scrum. You're really, really all in on Scrum. No, 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 no. When I'm on the ground doing Scrum, I teach you in a class. I have to be ideal Scrum. But when it's talking about on the ground, I'm kind of real world Scrum, right? Real world Agile, right? Whatever you want to call it, right? And you have to work at the pace that the organization is willing to go at. Because if you don't, guess what's going to happen? They're going to chew you up and spit you out.
Mm-hmm.
Or you'll put yourself in a situation where you won't get no more raises, man. You won't get any more promotions. And that's not what you want, right? So
Not
it's
at
one of,
all.
yeah, you don't want that. And if you don't want that, then it's good for you to work within the confines of the political system that exists and through whatever ladders that they want you to work through in order to earn your way in whatever direction. Now, again, that does mean you got to play political games. Okay, that means you got to get involved in politics. That means you got to probably work more and be involved in groups and network and all that kind of stuff. You probably got to do more of that kind of stuff. And doing that kind of stuff is going to help you. So if I'm you, I am thinking to myself, how can I let everybody who is touching my advancement know that this is what I want to do? And when opportunities arise,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to have the opportunity to be able to do these things.